Hey guys, this is a clip from our podcast, Color Me Bloody. You can find us on iTunes at Color Me Bloody MMA Podcast. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Color Me Bloody. You can also get in contact with us via email, colormebloodymma@gmail.com. All right. Thanks guys. We're a weekly podcast. Check us out. All right, Color Me Bloody. We're happy to have Ultimate Fighter Season 12 contestant and current UFC fighter Nam Phan on today's show. Nam, thanks for joining us.
Hey guys, thanks for calling me, guys. I really appreciate being on the show.
Awesome, man. All right, you're a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a black belt in karate, a black belt in judo. You started training Taekwondo at the age of 4, 3-1 professional boxing record. You have a second-degree black belt in Kuen Dao. In your MMA career, you have 7 knockouts and 5 submission wins. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say you're easily one of the most well-rounded martial artists in the world. First, can you tell us about being 4 years old and already involved in martial arts? How did that happen?
Parents put me to Taekwondo when I was like, a really young age, I think I was too young to appreciate it. I only did it for like a few months, then I quit. And then I picked up karate. I started doing karate. We was taught by a Vietnamese person, and I got black belt in that. I never did judo. People started saying I got black belt in judo, but I never.
Really?
I never got black belt in judo. I practiced judo here and there, but I wouldn't stick with it long enough. I do have a black belt in jiu-jitsu, yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's crazy. I found that a couple places. So like your parents got you involved in Taekwondo, but were they involved in martial arts themselves?
Yeah, my whole family was involved in martial arts. My brothers, I have 2 older brothers that were involved. I had like Taekwondo black belts, and I had cousins that were Taekwondo black belts, and so everyone was involved. I was the only one that didn't get Taekwondo black belt. I got karate black belt. Gotcha.
What exactly is Kuen Dao?
It's like a Vietnamese version of karate. That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay, so just like a Vietnamese thing, version of karate. Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty much karate. My teacher had he learned from an Okinawan master. Yeah.
Cool. What was it like when you got accepted to be on the Ultimate Fighter?
It was awesome. I was very honored. I was originally supposed to try out for season 5. That's the one where Nate Diaz won.
Oh, okay.
It was 5 or 6, something like that. I don't remember which exact number. But then something happened where I had a contract with Strikeforce, and I went with them. And then season 12, the 55s came up again, and then I tried out for that. And originally I wanted my students to try out for it. I talked to the producer, and the producer suggested that I try out too, and I asked the producer, do I need to go to North Carolina for the trials? She goes, no, just go straight to Vegas and just do the interviews. I was like, wow, all right.
Man, that's great.
I got in.
What did anything ever happen with your student?
No, he went to the trials and he didn't make it past the first day.
Oh, okay, gotcha. What was it like being on that large of a scale, fighting in front of such a great number of people? Did it feel different during the fights, knowing that all those people were watching?
For the Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah, I mean, you were already in Strikeforce, so you had some exposure already. But what was it like being in the Ultimate Fighter, knowing all? I mean, I know it's ironic because nobody's there watching while you're actually fighting. But But knowing that so many people are watching from home, I mean, that's insane exposure.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know what? For me, I didn't even think about that. The only thing I was thinking about was man, I gotta win this fight to get in the house.
Yeah.
And if I don't win this fight, I want to buy a ticket to Vegas and stay out in Vegas for 6 weeks and come back like I did get to the house.
That's funny, man. Yeah, that's crazy because that's not the way the Ultimate Fighter used to be. I mean, it's cool to have 32 people accepted in the show, but it's got to be a huge misfortune when you go there and lose that entrance fight.
God, jeez, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate because you start off with 600 people, and then it goes to 300 people, and then from the 300 people you get however many hundred people for the interview for the interviews, and then from that 200 people you get the final the final whatever to fight in the house.
Yeah, 30. I guess it's 32 guys, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's a huge process.
Yeah. A lot of people have seen your fights with Leonard Garcia, two of the most exciting fights I've ever seen. The first fight ended in a controversial split decision that most people thought you won. What went through your mind when you signed on to do the rematch, knowing how much of a war the first fight was? You guys exchanged more shots than some fighters do in their whole career.
Oh, thanks, brother. Man, well, I was thinking in my head, like, dude, I I gotta finish this guy. Like,
Yeah,
I beat this guy the first time. Like, I gotta. That's it. I gotta beat this. I gotta. There's no way he's gonna beat me the second time. He didn't beat me the first time.
I know.
You
I know.
know.
I know,
No.
like I don't want to be, I don't want to sound like disrespectful or act like we're playing favorites, but I mean it's commonly thought of possibly one of the worst decisions in UFC history, and that's why they say try not to let it go to the judges. But I couldn't believe you lost it. But I mean the UFC pretty much considered it a win. I mean even Dana White said, I mean hey that's an immediate rematch. Nam Phan won that fight, like he thought you won, everyone thought you
Yeah.
won, and I mean God, like I said, the damage, I'm serious. I was thinking that it has to be more that what you guys did to each other has to be more than some people have in their whole career. I mean, it was crazy.
Oh, thanks, brother. Yeah. I mean, I just thought, man, in the rematch, I just thought to myself, man, if this guy supposedly beat me because he
Yeah.
threw a bunch of cosmetic punches, like not landing, then I'm just gonna throw a gay little punches and actually hit him, and then
Yeah.
that's gonna be worth even more.
Yep. Yeah, and it was, and that's what happened in the second fight, and it was just like it was an even more. You could tell you really wanted to let them know, okay, I won the first one, and I'm really winning this one, and you
Yeah.
really were just much more technical, even in the second one than you were the first. I mean, it got.
Oh, thanks, brother.
Yeah, you just looked tighter and everything looked better. You have an upcoming fight December 7th on UFC Fight Night 33 with Takeya Mizugaki. Your opponent seems to be pretty well rounded. Where do you see your advantage in this fight? On the feet or on the ground? What do you think's going to happen?
We'll see. He's good. I'm a big fan of Shuto. And like
Yep.
he's a very good Shuto fighter back in the day, and like he is very well rounded. He has good wrestling. Decent jiu-jitsu. Very powerful striker. But I think I'm a little bit more technical all around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so too. I would, the way I kind of break the fight down is I think you're more technical on the feet and probably more technical in the jujitsu. He's really strong in like the wrestling side of it, but I would agree that you're probably more technical.
Yeah. I mean, being more technical doesn't mean you're gonna win. Strength. Hey, sometimes strength beats technique. It's just gonna be
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but I think I'm more technical, and I hope I can trick him or
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll flick him.
Yeah, it's been a year since your last fight. How's your training been leading up to this fight? Now, what have you been doing to avoid any sort of ring rust?
Ring rust, I don't know. I'm always training. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not fighting, but I'm always training, and like I just enjoy life. Even though I've been out for a year, I'm always watching fights just for the sake of the hell of it, for fun.
yeah,
I'm always in shape. And
yeah.
like, now I'm in better shape. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to me that my personal opinion on the whole. Now, I don't know. I'm not personally a fighter. My co-host trains jujitsu, but I always think that you never hear people talk about ring rust until after a fight, and they use it as like a reason maybe they didn't go well. I think as long as you're in your cage every day and all that, like I don't see it being a potential problem for you. I mean, you're still putting the work in and still training and sparring every day, and that's my view. But
Theoretically, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Just do the best you can. That's all. What can I do? What can I
yep,
do? I mean, what can anybody do? Or
yeah.
how you do? What can you do about this ring rust? Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna train. What else can I do?
Yeah, that man. Your last fight against Dennis Seaver, you took on 3 weeks' notice. How difficult was that, and how important do you think having a full 8 to 12 week training camp really is?
There's a big difference because you know ring rust. We don't ring rust. But I think that fight was 3 weeks. It caught me off guard, and I took it in 3 weeks, and I didn't even get to train. I just couldn't wait. Like.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, I was heavy. I was eating like a lot of bad food. I had to push it. I was like, it was tough.
yeah, man. I'm glad. I'm glad you're getting an opportunity to get a full training camp in, and really showcase everything you have and put all your tools together here. Are you still training with Team Alpha Male?
I just left. I came back yesterday. Yeah, I was there for 3 weeks, and I was there for 3 weeks, and I just came back yesterday to finish my camp back home.
Man, I'll tell you what, those Team Alpha, you guys are putting a string of knockouts together in these lighter divisions, and that's impressive. An ongoing bit on the show is that I always say that these lighter guys have trouble knocking each other out, but I don't know what Dwayne Ludwig's doing over there, but you guys are knocking people out left and right. Hopefully we continue the streak with you, but it's crazy. That's one hell of a camp, man. That's a great camp.
Yeah, those guys are great. Besides being great fighters, they're awesome people, and they're just good guys, man.
Yeah, that's great. So you love everything there, and everything's been going well from the camp.
Yeah, so far so good. I'm pretty healthy. I'm having a good time. My weight's come down. Never been to 35.
Yeah.
I haven't been 135 since high school. That was like 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah, I was about to say you dropped from lightweight to featherweight. Now you're going to be fighting at bantamweight. That's all the way down to 135. So everything's been going well with the weight cut. You're going to be weighing in at 135 come weigh-ins, but what do you expect to be weighing in come fight time?
Usually the day if I'm about 10 pounds over.
Yeah,
that's really important. I don't want to be too heavy.
No. A lot of guys gas
over,
out because of that, right? Like if you cut too much weight, it can be a little taxing.
Yeah, some guys. Some of the UFC fighters, they cut like I don't remember what's the name. I think that was like John Proctor. I think he's like, man, I feel good, man. I'm only 17 pounds over. And it was like on a Wednesday. I'm like, you're only 17 pounds over. I'm only 5 pounds over. I'm almost dying. He's happy to be 17 pounds over. I'm like, what? I was like, that's light for me, man. That's light. That's light. So how big are you? Holy freaking A. I was 5 pounds over, and I was stressing that I'm not going to make weight. This guy's 12, 17 pounds over. He's like, oh, man, this is awesome.
Yeah, that's got to be nerve-wracking because it's still if you're 17 pounds over, you got to be thinking like, man, you might have only made that cut a couple times in your life. Like, what if this doesn't go well? What if this doesn't work out?
I want to be close. I'm usually only 10 pounds. I'm like 10 pounds over the week of the fight, and it comes off.
Yeah.
20 pounds over, 17, that's almost double the weight.
Yeah.
Double what I'm at. Like, these guys are crazy.
I know. You were just talking about eating like bad food when you were saying when you took that fight on short notice. A lot of people can't wait to eat like, high fat, carb heavy foods after a fight. Is there something you're looking forward to eating that you've cut from your diet this training camp?
You know what? I think going to 35 is retraining my lifestyle. Now I eat super clean all the time to stay low, and I don't mind. But I do miss pizza. I gotta have my Vietnamese. I love my pho.
Yeah.
My favorite restaurant. I love ramen.
Yeah.
Steak, a big thick juicy steak. That's not so bad. It's just that it's heavy. It's just heavy.
Yeah, man. No, I hear that. All right. Well, I can't wait. I'm going to go ahead and turn the interview over to my co-host, Alex Perry, and he'll ask you a few questions.
No problem, brother.
Hey, Nam. How you doing? Alex here. Thanks again for joining us, man. We're both big fans.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks for having me on the show, guys.
No problem. So, Nam, I'd like to start by giving you a compliment, first of all. You scored one of my favorite Ultimate Fighter KOs ever. It was the first episode of your season, and you dropped a guy named Mike Budnick with just a killer body shot. I'll always remember that one. That's a big part of your stand-up game, isn't it? Ripping those body shots in.
I guess. I did boxing, and to get my I competed in amateur boxing and pro boxing to get better at my mixed martial arts. And it's not a big deal. All the boxers hit to the body. It's not a big deal. But in MMA, you don't. So it's a big. So when an MMA fighter or MMA fan sees that, wow, he has great body shots. But in boxing, it's something very normal. It's not a big deal at all.
Yeah, I hear you. Now
it's open, so I take it.
Right. Hey, speaking of the Ultimate Fighter there, what were George St. Pierre and Josh Koscheck like in person or even as coaches?
You know what, man? Josh Koscheck and George St. Pierre, I felt like, Josh is a great guy, and I love that guy. I was very close to him. George St. Pierre, and he is a genuine great guy. I'll say that. However you see him on TV, he's like that outside. He's a great guy. And Josh Scott, he's very playful.
Very cool. Now, I'd like to ask you a few questions about jiu-jitsu, if you would not. Being a practitioner myself, I can really appreciate the hard work and dedication that went into you getting your black belt. It's highly respectable. Something I've always been interested in is the use of the gi during MMA training. Do you prefer to train in the gi or with no gi or both?
Oh, I'll be honest with you. I think gi for fun. When I started jiu-jitsu, there's only gi classes available. But for mixed martial arts, there's no way I want to train gi to get me prepared for a mixed martial arts competition. And no way I want to train gi to train for a no gi competition. I believe that you want to train good at gi, you should train gi. And when you get a no gi, you train no gi. Or if definitely for sure for any fight, you better not be wearing a gi. It makes no damn sense at all.
Totally makes sense. I always, I never understood it. But
I know. I mean, the Brazilians, they'll tell you, you want to get jiu-jitsu better, you train gi. Like, no, like, how's that relevant? Like, are you crazy? It's not even close.
Yeah, a lot of them think that some of the techniques and positions they translate from gi to no gi, and they'll make you better in no gi. But
no,
to each his own.
It's crazy. No, I don't give a crap. Like, and you guys want to talk about, man, bring your MMA? No, are you crazy? You want to try to freaking do some fire guard in a freaking MMA match? Crazy? Get out of here.
I hear you, man. Hey,
upside down guard? Get out of here.
Agreed. Hey, I see a bunch of armbar wins on your record. Would you say that's your favorite submission to hunt for? If not, what would be your favorite?
Oh man, yeah, I definitely love armbar. I love armbar. Armbar, key lock, and leg lock. I like sweep. I love sweeps. Sweeps are always fun to do.
Nice. Now, Nam, I've always been interested in how fighters train their mind, not only their body, going into an MMA fight. What kind of mindset do you try to keep leading into the fight, and what's going through your mind right before the bell rings, even?
Oh God, man, it's scary.
I bet.
Like walking through down the aisle to the cage is the most intense thing I think anybody can go through in their life. It is the music is so loud, the crowd is loud, and the stadium is intimidating as heck. Like you walk into a cage with like 20,000 people, and like everyone's screaming, all these lights. It's very intense. I try to zone out and not think about that. I really just try to look at the key, just try to get in there as soon as possible. And I want the blood to ring as soon as possible. So I can get this fight on the road.
I hear you. Yeah, that seems terrifying. It was always fascinating to me how guys dealt with that. Now, you faced some killers throughout your career, especially in the UFC, obviously. Who would you say gave you the toughest fight of your career, in your opinion?
Jeez, I don't know, man. I fought a lot of good guys. I don't know. Toughest fight? Dang, oh man, I don't know. Dennis Seaver one wasn't too fun either. I mean, there's a lot. Jimmy Hitt was a bad beatdown. I think I can't. I'm not sure. I got him beat up too many times to just pick one beatdown, guys.
Yeah, you've given out your fair share of them too, Nam. But on the flip side, what would you say your most satisfying win to date would be?
Satisfying win to date? Oh man. It's either probably definitely the win. The UFC, any win in UFC is great because UFC wins are hard. Like probably the rematch of Leg Garcia because I beat him decisively. I thought I beat him down the first time harder than I did the first time, and I felt like I fight the night.
Yeah.
It was on pay-per-view. A lot of people got to see it, so it was great.
Yeah, redemption is sweet. And just so you know, many major MMA publications, including like ShareDog.com, scored that as the biggest MMA robbery of the year, your first fight.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
No, but that's all I have for you now. I'm going to kick it back over to Mike. Thanks again, and best of luck against Mizugaki.
Oh, no problem. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real quick now, I'll tell you what, the guard thing, it's cool that we covered that and you said that because I've often wondered if training in the gi, if anything, it makes you do things that avoid situations that you might get into in no gi or MMA, right? Like you might go to things, it hinders it, right?
You know what? If you train, look, seriously, in all seriousness, if you want to train for a gi match, a no gi match or MMA match, and you want to train with the gi, I think it's gonna make you worse.
Yeah. I mean, it just makes sense. Yeah.
Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Like like, and so some other Brazilians said this. Like, I'm not. I say Brazilian because the jiu-jitsu instructor I need the Brazilian. I have nothing against the Brazilians. Okay, I just want to clarify that.
Yeah.
But they say, hey, all the world champions in UFC have trained jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I do too. But you know what? Do you think any of these guys train with the gi either for their fights? No. Yeah, they have gi. They train the gi. But you know what? Hey, I bet you, I bet you a lot of money that none of these guys, when they're getting ready for a fight, freaking Fabrice Verdum, freaking Damian Maia, these guys are world champion jiu-jitsu guys, Abu Dhabi champion guys. None of these guys would prefer to put on a gi to get ready for an MMA match. And none of these guys, nobody.
Yeah. No, and I'm glad you're shedding some light on that, and people understand that, so the information gets out there. Hey.
Yeah, please understand that. I mean, that's my very serious opinion, and I think that from experience, that's just my personal statistic. And like, if you want to be a fighter and you don't believe me, go ahead, train a gi, prepare for a match. And I'm not talking about freaking a local match. You probably get away with that. I'm talking about once you get to like Strikeforce level, Bellator level, or higher level, you're not getting away with that crap. Get out of here.
Cool. All right, guys, you can find Nam on Twitter. His handle is @NamFanMMA. You can visit his website, IamNam.com. Nam, is there anything else you'd like to say or plug to everyone listening, any fans out there, what you want to say?
Oh, definitely. I just want to say thank you to you guys for giving me this chance to be on your show. Thank you to, you are right here, all you have Alpha Male, my coach, Art James from Anaheim Boxing, Troy Acker from Orange County, Carlson Gracie, Adam Lynn from Subfighter, my sponsors, OC Tattoo, Lido Management, that's all. Oh yeah, Yakuza Moon.
Cool, man. Hey, thanks a lot, man. We appreciate you coming on. And on behalf of Color Me Bloody, we'll be rooting for you December 7th. Go kick some ass.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for having me. See you guys next time.